The sky over Carthage was red with fire, and the sea itself seemed to burn. A Roman eagle banner rose above the smoke, and in that moment, one of the greatest cities on earth realized it was about to die. They said Carthage could never fall, not with its towering walls, not with its mighty navy, not with its wealth, its markets, its armies, its gods, its pride. For centuries, Carthage ruled the western Mediterranean, a jewel of stone and gold on the African coast. Ships from every corner of the known world filled its harbors. Merchants spoke 100 languages. Temples touched the sky. Children were born into wealth, power, and destiny. And Rome hated it, not just feared it, hated it, because Carthage was everything Rome wanted to be. To giants, one sea, one future. They were destined to collide. The wars between Rome and Carthage lasted generations. The Punic Wars. Fathers fought, sons fought, grandsons fought. Hannibal once crossed the Alps with elephants to destroy Rome itself. Rome nearly collapsed. The Republic almost died. But Rome survived, and Rome never forgot. Years later, Roman senators ended every speech with the same sentence: Carthage must be destroyed, not defeated, not weakened, destroyed, turned into dust, erased from history. In 149 BC, Roman legions landed on African soil. Carthage tried diplomacy. They tried surrender. They tried obedience. Rome rejected all of it. The order was simple: abandon your city. Leave everything behind. Homes, temples, graves, history. The Carthaginians refused. And so began the final siege. For 3 years, Rome surrounded Carthage. No food in, no escape out. No mercy. Inside the walls, hunger turned people into shadows. Parents starved so their children could live. One more day, water became more valuable than gold. Disease spread. Bodies filled the streets. Still, Carthage did not surrender. Because Carthage was not just a city, it was an identity. In 146 BC, Roman general Scipio Aemilianus broke through the defenses. Roman soldiers poured into the city like a flood of steel. What followed was not a battle. It was slaughter, street by street, house by house, room by room. Fires consumed temples, markets collapsed, homes burned with families inside. The screams never stopped. Blood ran through the streets and mixed with ash and rain. Carthage, the proud queen of the Mediterranean, was being butchered. The final defenders retreated to the citadel of Baissa Hill. Men, women, children, soldiers, civilians, all trapped together. Some chose suicide over slavery. Some jumped into flames. Some fought with broken weapons and bare hands. Even as Rome overwhelmed the city, resistance continued. Not for victory, not for survival, but for dignity, for memory, for meaning. When it was over, Carthage was silent. 50,000 survivors were sold into slavery. The city was burned for days. Stone was torn down. Walls were crushed. Temples were leveled. Even the ground was cursed so nothing would grow there again. Rome did not want Carthage remembered. They wanted it erased from human memory. And yet, here we are, still speaking its name, still telling its story, still remembering its fall. Carthage lost the war, but it won something Rome could never destroy: immortality through memory. Because empires don't truly die when cities burn. They die when they are forgotten. And Carthage was never forgotten. And as this ancient city fights its last breath against the unstoppable force of Rome, remember, history lives only if it's told. If you are enjoying this story, please give a like and subscribe to the channel, because every story you hear keeps these lost civilizations alive. Rome won the war. Rome ruled the world. Rome wrote the history, but Carthage became legend. A warning, a symbol. A lesson that even the greatest cities can fall. Even the strongest empires can burn. Even the proudest civilizations can turn to ash. Because power fades, stone crumbles, fire consumes all. But stories survive.